Hey, listen, man. Let me explain something to you, right? Uh, I'm the head of all astrological calendars, even the outer regard of one's habitation and existence, and also the inner habitation of one's sacredcy of one's current intellect, even at a time, or current nourishment of one's habitation. Let me show you something. That I told you all the inner points of enlightenment is also my wives. I am also listen. There was a calendar of era that had like the sixth calendar, right? They were already Medusa was somebody else, but they were trying to frame the sixth calendar at the time. This is why I didn't want to be around my wives of the sixth calendar because and the children because the intentions of men through the listen. Let me show you how serious situations is. If you have a paradigm of time, a paradigm is like an atmosphere for Empress or a light that continues with the same truth of the level of the physical reality and continuance in the reality of all through time. So it's just a justice with time. So now, if you have individuals that had current intentions, always pumping current intentions inside of an individual's habitation of their physical conditioning, it abides by instruction of their existence, even of physics, right? Now imagine this: if you have a certain calendar that is a form of a vitalness that individuals are dishonoring at a time in a paradigm of their existence. Now, when things like that happen, you can't be around certain individuals because it takes time for them to learn. Because of the era was a young calendar, it took time for them to learn their habitational existence when it comes to the physical reality. It takes a distance of time for them to acknowledge the reason when they're around sacredcy never to violate the physical of the reason of their being of their sacredcy. So because of the individual's intentions that wanted to know other people's sacredcy and the way that they set other individuals out there in the paradigm of time trying to find out people's situations, that was already wrong for individuals doing something like that because it endangered other individuals. It made other individuals lower the habitation of their higher conscience that caused them to not even be fully current when it comes to their wives and the physical reality of the higher acknowledgement to know certain things. So this is the type of things that an individual had to watch out for in the physical reality when people did stuff like that. Now, because of individuals' ignorance of certain things and doing stupidity like that, caused an individual to have a downfall in the physical reality because an empress is not going to tell you why she's an empress and how come her education of the physical reality is a certain way. This is why she disconnects at times even of the physical reality when it comes to her habitation because she has to be the one to acknowledge the reasons of the conduct even at the time of how things are supposed to be conducted. If you have your inner self trying to acknowledge the reasons of the conduct, then that's something else, man. Because I'm gonna just be real. That means that's somebody that's already abusing the physical reality of an individual a certain type of way. And now, when you have things like that, that's just too bad for people because you have people that'll tell people do certain things a certain type of way, and then all it is hurting that person a certain type of way because the Empress is acknowledgeful of why a person kept their sacredcy. But I'm gonna be real, the reason of individuals' ignorance trying to find out other people's sacredcy causing natural unsettling habitations of social economic conditions to her point of reason of her love, even when it comes to her survival of the economic nourishment of the equality of the future is another type of situation because another person can't lose and be looked upon a certain type of way and then next thing causes other people to say and do certain things. This is why one has to have self-regard for their physical of life, of even of their habitation, and know how to be in precise order in the physical reality. But if you had people that was already trying to manipulate the physics of the children and of the purity, and then and other individuals, because their intentions was being looking upon them to wanted to be vulnerable, then that was something. You see, that's a person being a form of deviousness and wanting person to be have a vulnerability and cause their fall at a point in time. When a person is natural, and then when a person knows the difference of the reality, do you know the difference of the conduct even at the time? So this is why I even tell people, when it comes to social economic gathering, one has to be precise, because you do not want to gather with individuals in a social economic and they tell you certain things and then something else happens, and then you have to know the reason of your regiment, of your habitation, of the reason of your dignity, and through time. So if one doesn't naturally know, one doesn't want to get caused. Or you listen, being on a celestial earth, one has to think about the natural habitation of one's physical. It's good to be a certain type of way, but when a person is comfortable in their own time of sacredcy, then it's another type of situation, because a person doesn't want to be vulnerable to somebody else's conduct of the physical reality. This is why one has to stay militant to the habitation of their existence, even when it comes to their structure.
Chicago Union Station. We'll be switching over to Central Time now. Please adjust your watches 1 hour backwards. Chicago Union Station, next and final stop for this train. Also, the cafe car is making a last call. Cafe car will be closing in about 30 minutes. If you wish to make any final purchases, now is the time.
You know, I'm going to be real, because the times that we in, another person wants...
ETA in Chicago at this point, barring no more for delays, will probably be about 12:45 a.m.
Now, I'm gonna just be real. You probably have another person that wants to have a certain form of acknowledgement because of the mass majority of the intentions of individuals. Because once they feel another person is okay with a certain situation, then another person will be looking to take advantage because of their placement. And then some people are probably misplaced in the physical reality, and then other things that happen. So be very careful. This is why certain things are conducted a certain type of way, precisely when it comes to the physical reality. And I have nothing else to say, but my wife, I never wanted her to be framed, and she had literal serious situations in the past of time because of her natural evil came to her physical, and then another person didn't even realize why she was able to be.
Chicago Union Station. Chicago, barring no more delays, should be about 12:45 p.m. Central. We will now be switching over to Central
See,
Time.
the stupidity listen.
Chicago Union Station, next and final stop for this train.
Listen, man.
Also, the cafe car is now making a last call. The cafe car will be closing in about 30 minutes or so. If you wish to make any final purchases in the cafe car,
you see what I'm talking about? The ignorance of people through the paradigm of time, but nitpicking the reason of their physical habitation, of their social economics to manipulate physics, that's disregarding the reason of the higher consciousness, and it's happening at a level. So when you see people that do that, good for them, because that just already shows you the type of acknowledgement that's already going on, even at a point of time for one's physics. So one couldn't even be regarded for even their physical, showing you what an individual attention is even at a time. So be very careful. Even when a person's already showing you the reason of instruction. And like I was saying, a lot of people didn't know why my wife was able to be obstructed and give obstruction, to pay attention exactly to what I said at a point while I'm finishing this little video right here that I was saying. And it's not finishing, it's continuing. But be careful of a certain type of situation, a certain type of way, because somebody else is trying to make somebody else feel belittled so they could take advantage of the real habitation of a point. Be careful in life watch other people that try to mess up the quality of other individuals, of their higher consciousness, and the reason of one's elegance at a point of acknowledgement a certain type of way. Because once you lose a certain type of way, there's no losing. But once a person wants you to lose something a certain type of way, that's when one has to know to really regard themselves. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And you know, the most wonderful, happy, conscious thoughts at a time for an individual. So, you know, and doing other things in life is and regard oneself even in the physical reality, regardless of what the situation is. Because one has to care about the reason of their existence, even when it comes to one's regardless. Love one.